You know, I always play the music parable. Welcome to the show. Welcome to today's show. It's midweek show. Lot of enjoyment, lot of good news. But some of the figures I'll be revealing today, I'm not sure everybody will love it. Today is a day to ask questions. Big question day. Robo-Wado. Gentlemen, I'm in the studio. guys didn't hear that because my audio was down. I said when I was growing up, I used to see my father wear glasses, and I said, "Ah, that man, what is it?" Now I know why. Very easy. Age comes so fast, and age comes so many things. It takes so many things away from you. Leaves you with wisdom. That is if you want to learn. All that we will address on the show today. Robowado. Question of the day. The first person to tell me where we need to come from. A special prize for him. Michael, what going to tell me? Michael, what going to tell me now? Baba mi kese la jurobo. Me sa jurobo. Me sa jurobo, but me la jurobo. Sana kere nu ne. O ibo na akwa se. Jajo ibo nu nobu. Michael no ne nobu. Ure. But we get si Michael no de wena. Ejo ye robo. Robo wado. Ejo ye. Elvis, o maka go ni nguro bo sani le babo ne. Me ka go na bo be wo wori. Ni wa ye buru meti ne. I will try and put on my top on Sunday. Rubuado. Abem lo ko na no ko ya coronavirus but no tole. Let us quickly address the show for today. Wado. Orokpo, okay. Bros Monday said, Bros Monday Pomni said, Ewe Anuje from Orokpo. That is Ewe Anuje of blessed memory. Oto to Boria, I intentionally bring that music so that we can put something. Ewe Anuje Tana, I know she nye jelo, ini danwa kenoma. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the 15th of July, 2020. And I want us to take our pen and paper because I want us to understand where we're coming from. I'm going to put Delta State in focus. Delta State in focus, and I'm going to push it to Urugu. So just to put things in perspective, let me start very easy. I'm not going to quarrel today. Like I said, today is one of those peaceful shows, but we're going to start by just asking a question. I didn't put question mark. So where is the money? It's not a question. That's why I didn't put a question mark. But let us just think. Where's the money? See, for those of you who understand me very well, I always fight for an equal society. I mean, what am I talking about? A society that looks after the poor so that we all can have peace. I've maintained on this show that it was the rich in Europe that introduced the welfare package. And that's why when we don't work, it's not even the politician that did it, it was the rich people, because they know if the poor doesn't have food to eat, their security is at stake. That's exactly what is going on in Nigeria. There will be no peace until this philosophy which supports the rich against the poor is taken care of. That is the real problem. We're practicing capitalism the way we don't understand it. So many people are left behind in the society. And that's why you see people crying. And when I come on the show, and if I talk about any politician, they're ready to jump on you. It's not because these people, they are in pain. And a lot of ignorance are there, but they are in pain. And maybe you should ask yourself that big question, why so? Just a few days ago, I was reading, and the information that got to me, and I'm not going to be quoted yet, the ESCO in Delta State passed a very important law, which they call property tax. Very important law, property tax. When I heard of it, I was applauding, and I really want to clap for the governor and that ESCO for coming up with property tax. Is not really for the poor. It's about, if you have a lot of money, why not give a little back to the society so you will have peace and society can be developed? It is very important. And you know what it does? It stops people from building mansion upon mansion because you don't need it. I'm going to share a couple of videos with you that will make you really think today. So this property tax, I know a lot of people say, oh, why is it taxing our property? It is important. It is a way of the rich. It's a systematic way of taking money from the rich and using it to settle the poor. But what I heard, the reason they are introducing this tax, I'm going to talk about it. That is the part I don't like. On a principle, that's what I go for. Not only property tax, sir. In the UK, we have something called inheritance tax. Ruba, I want you guys to understand this. Inheritance tax, meaning if I die in the UK, my children don't just inherit all my property. The government takes percentage of my property, of what they inherit. They tax it, they give them maybe 50%, and the government takes 50% of my money. It's not the government money. So, and I want to use that so that you can understand what is taxation. Well, what the governor of Delta State has done is nothing compared to what we go through here. That's good. Why don't we clap for our governor for that? Now, this is where I have a problem with the governor. I know when governor, you should sit and think, sir. My only question is, one of the issues I have was the money is going to be used to repair roads. Oh. And I said, is this man sick? I know you're governor, Your Excellency. I'm on my knees. And before I accuse governor today, let me thank him again. Let me congratulate him that for the health. He and his family have been going through some health issues with the coronavirus. They've come out successful. Congratulations. But governor, let's put personal things aside. Let's talk about business. This is Delta State. This is not about you. This is not about me. Let's talk about the state. You taxing people on their property, so they use it to paint road, because what you're doing, you are parking sand on the roads. Is that why you're taxing people on their property? Then there is no justice. I thought we're going to use this money to systematically take care of the challenges of the poor so that we all can move forward. And when the poor have more money, you can tax the poor, and then the state get more tax. No, you're using money to paint road. I think something is wrong with that, your ESCO. You guys need advice. I'm going to be rude today. Do you know why this is so shameful? Now, another part of it that is really, which is the depth of it all, is why I asked the question today, where is the money? You know, Delta State, please watch this. And that's why I'm going to put this in figure. Let's start from the past. Between 1999 and 2007, the federal government allocation that came to Delta State was about 561 billion naira. Rubuwado, you know it should be more. And I put the figure there, I can't even count it. So what I did, I have to write it down. So, make your time. You know what that value of dollar was then? Not as it is now. If that amount of money, that money is enough to build it, what you guys are running to in Dubai, Delta State would have been better than Dubai. This is the same state where we're introducing property tax, which I support, but to paint road. Today, we're really going to talk about where our money is. Because when they do it, sometimes nobody questions you. And Okowa, I'm your best friend because I'm the one questioning you. Those people clapping for you, they are your worst enemy. I'm going to show you a video today why you should know I'm your best friend. That is, this time I'm talking now, Okowa is not here, but he was a part of the government. Between 1999, if you listen to Okowa, I was there at the beginning. Oga, you were there from the beginning. But this is Ibori government. Now, let's quickly come. Today is not a day of joke. You're going to have your pen. I'm going to tell you, we're going too far now. Let's talk about the recent one. Because I put it down in figures so that nobody get confused. Let's talk about this. Look at in 2018, Okowa can testify. In 2018, Okowa government got the federal government money that came to Delta State was 214.4 billion naira. Okay, and in 2019, we got 215.4 billion naira. Rubuwado, my question today is, where is the money? Today is not a show for so many people. The benefactors, or those who, if you are a beneficiary of this interesting saga, how would I put it? How would I put it? Of this interesting loot, go away. Jesus Christ said he didn't come for the rich, so you can get out. I'm talking to people that understand, that can feel the pains, because that's why I'm doing this show. I'm not here, I don't need your praises. It's a shame that this is what we turn ourselves into. That if Okowa got 214 billion in 2018 and 215 billion in 2019, where is that money put to use? You see, I'm confused, maybe it's only me. This kind of figures is why we all get confused sometimes when they talk about some money. That's why nobody think well. You know, on this show, I was in the last couple of weeks, in the last 2 weeks, I was trying to say, let us forget about the oil money. Let us talk about how we can develop the state without oil money. But when you see the amount of oil money coming in, people think I'm stupid. I understand. But look at the figures. Governor, you are Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. Oga, can you account for this money? Now, when I said prosperity will judge us, sometimes people think I'm just being loud, or I just want to insult politicians. I have nothing against a typical politician. I love politics myself, because I think the society, there must be a way of governing ourselves, and that's politics, so I'm on for it. But when it becomes this shameful, we're going to ask ourselves what we want to be remembered for. But I want to share only one video with and this is especially for the governor of Delta State today. I have it for everybody, but as governor is watching it, I think every one of us will be watching it as well. And I'm going to play this video. No, you see, today I said it's not a funny show because it's a midweek show. So only those that have the heart can actually watch this. Don't worry, my screen just went up, so just bear with me, guys. I'm used to this now. It's going to come out in a second, all right? So that at least I can see what I'm doing. What am I saying? In a state as rich as ours, our challenge shouldn't be tax money. But let's assume that we all want to contribute to the society, because you see, I'm going to ask one question now, and that question, hopefully I'll be proved wrong today. I'm thinking, who is that person that have money in Delta State today that is not actually government money? Then you are my man today. And if you're paying property tax, I think you've been exploited, because the government, your state is so rich, and you are not asked to pay property tax. But paying property tax is good for you, because it's the only way society can move forward. Government need the money. Where I'm confused now is, if we have all this money and coronavirus visited us and the governor was waiting for money, was begging for money, I'm confused. What kind of administration are you doing? Before I'm going to finish with Delta State Governor, because I'm not going to leave you guys today. Today I'm going to focus on this oil money. And for the first time, I'm going to talk about the super deck. But that will be this weekend. I'm going to put the camera on the super deck. But let me play this for Governor. This is a special message from me to the Governor of Delta State. And Governor, listen to this video a little bit with a more open heart. Hopefully it will touch you somewhere.
In 1888, there was a famous scientist who made so many discoveries and made a fortune from his inventions. One day he was reading his local morning newspaper, and to his surprise, he found his name in the obituary column. The newspaper had reported the death of him by mistake, believing he had passed away, when in reality, his brother had passed away a day before. What he read in the newspaper horrified him. They titled him as the Merchant of Death. They also described him as a man who had made it possible to kill more people more quickly than anyone else who had ever lived. They criticized his invention of dynamite. There wasn't anything good written about him. That news hit him hard. In that moment he quickly realized two things. One, that this was how people were going to remember him, and two, that this wasn't the way he wanted to be remembered. From that day on, he started working towards peace. He left most of his wealth in a trust that would be used to establish the awards after his name, Alfred Nobel. And that is how the Nobel Prize was created, as an award for people who make outstanding achievements to mankind in subjects that always interested Alfred Nobel: physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. Today, everyone is familiar with the Nobel Prize. While relatively few people know how Alfred Nobel made his fortune, it was through the invention of dynamite. And nobody knew that a simple newspaper incident changed his life. Alfred Nobel had an opportunity granted to him that very few people have: to read his obituary while alive. Thinking about how one's obituary is going to read can motivate us to rethink and reflect on our life and how we are currently spending our life. The one thing that we can learn from this story is that the good we do lives after us. For most of us, this is the most important thing that we ever leave behind. The reality of death can be our greatest motivator if we let it. It can help us refocus on our visions and remember why we do what we do. Once you understand what death means in all of its darkness, you will understand life. You will see death not as a problem, but a fact. And that fact will change the way you see everything going forward. The only way to deal with the reality of death is to go out there and live the best life you can, while you can. Use your life to do something that gives you meaning, and then you'll no longer see death as a problem when it comes upon you. There is a famous saying: life is a book of 3 pages. The first page is birth, the last page is death, and the center page is empty. It is up to you how beautiful you make that page to read. Thanks for watching, and stay blessed.
Amazing. I'm gonna keep that guy. I'm gonna keep it subscribed so that anybody that watch this can actually subscribe to that YouTube channel. It's amazing. You understand? For me, like I said, every interview I've ever conducted, for those of us in the press, every interview I've ever conducted, I always ask one question: what do you want to be remembered for? This little piece describes our life as a book. The opening of the book is when we're born. The end of it is when we die. The center is open, it's blank. We are filling it with what we do. This is what people are going to read about us. What do you have in your book? You see, what do you have in your book, sir? So don't see death as a problem. It's a fact. You know, we all know we're going to die. Like it or not, we're all going to die. See it as that fact. The question, and if you can understand that life is a book that have a beginning and an end. You have the opening when you are born, and when you leave will be the end of your book. What of when people open that book? What memory do you want to have? Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, listen, I'm going to use this one to tell you, to help you. Don't not to look at your whole life, but look at the time you've been in office. From the time you were local government chairman to 3 times a commissioner, which I was shouting because I wanted you to be governor there, to going into the Senate, and 2 times governor of Delta State. What an accomplished career. What will people read about it? That you're the one that paint road. They call you road master. This man, you are ashamed. I'm telling you fact. Sorry. I wanted to see a governor that is out. You see, why I bring this money fact, and I ask the topic of today is, where is the money? Okowa, where is the money? And I'm going to be sincere with myself today. And I'm not going to be scared. I know people don't like what I'm talking about because they benefit from this. I don't care. I'm not coming there I'm not even going to come to Delta State anymore. I don't worry. Anything I like, when I do. Because anybody wait for me saying I need one beat, and I lie, not go see me beat. I not go come. Where is the money? If those of you who are just joining the show, let me put the figures again. So these people will go and sleep. And I'm going to tell you why this is affecting us in Urobo. Topic of today is, where's the money? I'm going to play music because I have people to celebrate. I better focus on those people because I'm getting heated up here in the studio. As cold as I am, it's getting hot. Anytime I come here, I sit here. This is a hot seat for me. Why is it hot? Because it's always, the things I talk about, they got me angry all the time. If the question I ask is, if the Delta State money in the past, those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, I bet Ibori is sitting somewhere and wondering to himself, he's my brother from my place. But he's thinking now, between 1999 and 2007, this is the money that came to Delta State. If they ask you today, sir, what legacy in your book are we living? Yeah, you're a successful governor. You work. You know. It's one thing to be successful, to run into an office and win an election and run there for so many years. It's a good thing. But what would the book be reading about you? The day you are born and the day we leave. Now think about the day you enter the office and the day you leave the office. The opportunity will not come twice. That has happened. I'm talking of, you see, the reason I'm bringing this fact today is, this is Okowa's time now. Only 2 years in focus. 429, about 430 billion within the space of 2 years. How much did they use to transform Dubai that you are going to buy houses now? How much? It takes the brilliant work of some few people. And like I keep saying on this show, we don't need the whole community to change. It's going to take one man to push us in that direction. I say it again. We don't need the whole country to change. We need one man to change it. Because when God brought Moses, it was only Moses he brought. He didn't bring everybody. Jesus Christ came as a man. He didn't come at 10. On earth, he recruited people that help him to complete his mission. The question is, Okowa, you are forming a government, and anybody you constitute a government with, you are responsible. If in a government, only 2 years, you have all this money, Baba, and you are now, I'm not worried. I thank you for introducing the stars. Because here we pay. And for those of you, put me in perspective. Don't just say that the Kris come here to criticize the governor on introducing property tax. I love it. I'm going to explain to you a little bit why the property tax is important. But the question I'm asking the governor is, all this money they've gotten, since, what have they done with it? And you know what is the most shameful one? You know, I got a call before I came on the show telling me that there's going to be an economic summit in Urobo. I'm going to come on that. And it's going to be on the 13% derivation. I'm going to talk seriously on that issue a little bit today because it's not something I'm privy to do yet. But let me say this. If the money we've gotten, I'm not talking of before, I want to give Ibori credit for helping to fight for the money to get to 13%. Because we're not getting up to that before. Representation, Roboado. But now we got that money. From that time till now. You see, you know what I've done, people? You know what I didn't do? What I intentionally did? I yak Odwan part of the history come. For the book, I hope I tear in parts come out. So that we not go beat them for us. So I want to deal with Ibori and this present governor. Because if I face Odwan, I will beat him. I promise now. If you guys know what your money is being used to, oh God, you will carry cutlass. Oh, yeah, man. Well, I'm not even scared of being pulled down. Chief Claudia, I'm happy you guys are all in the house. Today, I didn't want to make trouble. I wanted to make peace. I wanted us to come because I have a lot of good news that I want to share with my people. So maybe I should go into that first. But before I go into that, let me quickly explain why tax is important. The reason why we pay tax. Because government need money to do things. I try to say this, that if I was in Lagos, in my house in Lagos, the poor part, I'm not talking of the rich part. And I came out one day and I looked outside and I heard all the generator in all the compound. There was no compound that didn't have light, but it was powered by gen. If the amount of money we used to buy fuel in that area, only in Ojo local government, in Lagos State, for 1 month is put together and given to the so-called NEPA, there will be enough electricity in the country. Only the money we used to buy fuel. And if you now think along that line, instead of us now suffering on this individualistic lifestyle, if we contribute the money to a government and they give us electricity, is it not going to be cheaper and better? It's a food for thought. And I said to the rich man, maybe you don't care whether the society is successful or not, but this is where it affects you. When coronavirus came, you couldn't travel out. You had to face the system in the country. No, maybe you can even travel out. Let's put it that way. The amount of money or the time it takes you to fly abroad, you could die on the way. Is it not better if there were good hospitals in Nigeria that you just check in? Listen, Boris Johnson was sick. He caught this coronavirus. He was taken to the nearest hospital to him. There was no discrimination. Because the hospital here are of standard. Arani Urobo. Okowa cannot go into those hospitals. They have special treatment. Their children cannot go to those hospitals. Now, if you think I'm lying, okay, tell me which of your children are going to schools in Nigeria. Listen, don't let me talk. Oh. Mona, don't let me talk. And, you know, at the end of this, the thing you think is good for you will turn out to hurt you. Those children you are sending abroad will not be partaker in the new Nigeria. Because they are abroad. I'm not a partaker in the Nigerian state. If I were home, listen, we for the carry cutlass every day. Nakuku know me before. There would have been cutlass in my area every day because you can't do everything and cross me like that. I think I'll keep quiet. Now lie. That the Kris go make trouble. One about no. I wasn't peaceful. So you can imagine how much of this money, if put to good use in Delta State, what would have been the look of the Delta State now? When you drive in that state, you ask. Now, let me bring the matter home. We're too far. Let's bring it home. Should I say this or should I not? Let's go on. Let's play more music. But if I say what I want to say now, a lot of people will not greet me tomorrow. I want to bring this matter to Urubu land. And when I come home, you guys are going to be more angry. But governor, not this I don't leave you. I dey come back. And I'm going to ask one question before I go, because that's where I'm going to start from when we come back from the music. As we play the music, I'm going to have fun. You guys can tell me who we should go for. Okay. Somebody disagreeing with me on paying tax to any Delta State government, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to have argument on that, but there will be need to pay tax. There's always need to pay tax. Tax is always good for everybody. It's healthy for the nation, and it's healthy for me and you. But I'm going to play, for the purpose of today, because I want to celebrate with a set of women. This set of women are the kind of things we should be praying to have. I want to bring them on first. I want to celebrate with them. Because as we break away from this hard political talk, let's go soft. When I come back, I'm going to say the reason why we pay tax. And I'm going to leave the note that when I come back, we're going to talk about the 13% that is coming to the state. That 13% of our money, that is our so-called the super deck. We're going to question, because you know why? What's supposed to be a blessing is now a curse. Money coming was supposed to be good. Now it is a curse. Just in case you guys get me wrong. So before I play this music, you think that the Kris is a madman. Currently, and I say now only one UPU president will get. Agree. But this is what happened. Chief Moses Tiger has appointed a youth president. Chief Omene has appointed his own youth president. You know, I was hoping that if I want to work, I'll be working with the youth. But with this division, where are we going? And what are the youth eyeing? Is the small money coming from the super deck? The youth who are supposed to make the changes. I'm able to not get on tomorrow today. I'm always supporting the youth. But when I can think about what you guys are doing, and the truth is, it's not all the youth, it's the ones that are the loyal ones. The ones that are loyal to the politicians, they are doing well. Of course, they're driving the best cars. Whereas your mates are suffering and you are enjoying at the detriment of your own friends. You want to take their girlfriends. Is that why you are happy? To ballet to a man who is looting everything and you are happy. Look at you. I don't get what they lose. I'm here standing for the youth. But now my worry is if these two presidents are still, if they continue to divide this land, where do we go from there? Now, I don't know where we have two youth presidents for your information, so we're going to come on that. That's what we are coming back to. I'm going to talk about the 13% derivation, how it is being used. Today, let's just ask ourselves difficult questions, and I'm going to talk about Urubu. I'm going to focus it. I'll be drawing the marker back home. But let's listen. I said we're going to celebrate with a powerful set of ladies. They are called the Ariomawa Ladies Association, and I'm going to focus on the ones in the UK. I came across them for the first time when I attended the UPU convention in the UK, the last one. I was there, and I met this set of. They were all in pink. Yeah, they were pink ladies, and I call them the pink ladies. And if you watch the design of that magazine, I kind of use it pinky, you know. And I know the current president, and I want to say something why she managed to get this attention from me today. For two reasons, and I'm a very honest person. She's getting this attention for two reasons. One, she's my uncle's wife. I don't, if you want peace, you want to sleep well, you will, anything the woman asks, you will give her. But number two, she's leaving office soon, but she's not even selfish at all. She said, oh, if I can give you some of the background information about this lady, you guys will be happy. But let us not focus on her today, because that's not what she's interested in. I think she's more interested in the growth of our organization. This is a set of ladies who are here in the UK doing one or two things to help one another and thinking of development back at home. Today, Orobo, I want to bring them, I want to play this music for them. As we celebrate with them, we celebrate with Orobo. While we'll enjoy this music, we're all going to celebrate together and put one thing in mind. What these women are doing? How can I do my own? I always ask people in the diaspora, what are you doing to help people back at home? You don't need to be rich. Sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's that little knowledge you have that is going to change the society. I said to people at home that if all of us in the diaspora, if all would descend home, only me alone, I will come with jobs. I've never stayed anywhere where I don't create jobs. So if you push me to Lagos, I'll be doing that job in Lagos. I want to come home. So encourage these people to come home. So, but meanwhile, you in diaspora, don't wait to be encouraged. You should be the one encouraging people to go home. Just the way I'm doing this, I'm more interested in this than my other platform. So, Robo Wado, and that's why you see my face here. So I'm going to play this beautiful music and introduce these women to you. And the music I'm playing today is the one from Nathaniel. Is the best one I think will represent us well at this point. When it be Nathaniel, he does it well. And you know that like it's about the beating. You can this is fatally for let me show you. These are the women. I'm going to get out of this.
I don't care what people say about me.
We cannot afford to
I care for what I do. I have reasons for my action.
Yes, let me leave.
Rumors are carried by enemies, spread by ignorance, accepted by fools without inquiries.
Wow.
Hold the call for me for proper action.
This is special for you, for the women. I know my women. Why you my I'm proud of you. Robo is proud of you. Let me put this music so that we can enjoy the music. Everything together at once.
Prince Dr. Nathaniel Oruma. I always praise by Almighty God before. Nene. Ọ̀rá pọ̀ tó ta kẹ̀rẹ̀ kánà wá tàjú wẹ̀. Ọba tàbí wo ṣe ràbà ọ̀gẹ́nẹ̀ ọmọ bàtà tó ẹ sọ bàtà wẹ́nẹ̀. Bàtà wo dúdú gbùgbé. Ubi ẹ̀ tí wọ́n mọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe kù. Ọba tà ọ̀yọ̀gbọ́ ọjọ́ ṣọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀gẹ́dẹ̀ pàrọ̀. And whatever you want to like me anyway. Be free and fair. Je vous vois faut qu'on vous voit ouais qu'il est tout le temps. OK si wa. Prince Dr. Nathaniel Mamu for your name. He was your name. Who don't want Shokodwa? I be a lie.
No, you don't lie at all, Nicky.
I'm ready. We were all at do. Onyoni. Obata yo ko organize yo. We were all at our make would have a wife for KTA. papa.
I'm going to give you more information about the activities of these women as we move on. But this time, let us celebrate.
If we were to the Prince of Natalia Romajo Bogano,
Stick.
Unanova,
This time for community.
Mario Burisura. Emma, area of Rapara, Midure, if I Google and worry, Eko, Abuja, Port Tiger, and Tare Mama. What an I equally to go. I don't know what Robosha, and Papa, Mama, Robosha. But me, I know Sabi speak Robosha.
Can you see the melody, my people?
Why say more anymore? Pressure for Rumonana, if Professor Level in Nigeria, do for Rubo.
I can see the line is flooded.
Advice to parents at home.
But you guys know where I am.
I was including here.
It's nice to come here.
What is your Rumonana?
Guys, join me. Okay?
It is 3 and 4.
Let's celebrate. Celebration time.
Let me go to the Bible. What I am in a phone, I have the Bible, my brother. Oh, what can you make of a way? Lord, and that's such a way. No matter how you pray for forgiveness. But they will be truthful. You know you got a word, the Bible and a road, the dreadful organization. Tanya,
ladies, we're going to spend more time with you guys, okay?
The woman you will look in Lipo Floco. I'm going to look in Lipo Floco, you can't look because of holiness, because of holiness, because of holiness, because of the dreadful organization. Baba. Music Bata Sound Studio. God produce no life. And go studio and arrest you. Almost here. Almost here. Almost here. Nothing again. I want to support. Yes. I got Be truthful always, be truthful. The Bible said your truth it shall set you free. What can I tell you now? What I will you do? What's your bonnet? No, we don't want your what I do, what's your bonnet? What I do, no, National Union of Road Transport Workers. Awa. Abajitolo. Abajitolo. For party national. Tikani of National Union of Road Transport Workers. Suya Brown. Comrade Francis Ario, Treasurer, National Union of Road Transport Workers. Akpeme. Akaja ya yere. Friday Agbaja, Ebre Molo Yoruba Fureku, Ẹ̀dá iná ikú ra wá gbàdúrà tí community. Auntie Lord, Executive Director Spotlight Group, Ekemike, Ugo Wine of Urieke, Ulolo, Yero Alawado, Friday Agbaja, aka Awa.
I said something to the guys I had to set up with connect, and I said the youth should connect, and when they're connecting, they should not worry about us. They should not worry about developing the land, because if the youth can grow individually, the land is already developed. So think about growing yourself, get married, connect, do things together, do business with one another, grow each other's skills. And that is what that Urobo Youth Connect is all about. So what am I saying, Urobo? It is important for all to have equal pay in the state. And for those of you who are in the youth, who are benefiting from this corrupt, these people that are practicing modern slavery, that you keep quiet and you allow your destiny to be ruined. Because you are not even going to benefit this. It's not going to take you too long. You may get it now, I call it Toffee ideology. Tomorrow you will not have it. All these big houses, these big cars, how long is it going to last? The question, the most important thing I share with you today is, in your own book, when it will be open, you're already born, and you will die one day. What do you have for people to read about you? Are you one of those that say, oh, my lawyer, you were able to build big house, you bought a big car, and everything about it is dirty? One calorie, there will be time for recording. It's not me that said it. Let's go with Nathaniel.
The queen of Okeno did this church in Nathaniel tomorrow. Ọ̀bí kú ọmọ rẹ̀ bí gbé mẹ́ta náà, ọ̀yẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gà gbèbú ẹ̀rọ. Ìṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ẹ̀rọ, Islamic religion ẹ̀rọ, ìgbé religion ẹ̀rọ, Jehovah Witness. Ìyọ́nà wẹ̀wẹ̀ òbí gbàrí láti bàbá.
Urobo Wado. Hello, young man.
Hello, Miko, Daddy Kris.
Blado. Mama Gary.
Yes, sir, Gary.
This is a very talented Urobo young man. I'm looking forward to what we're going to do together. So thanks for calling the show, young man. You're welcome to the show today.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate the executive of the Urobo Nation.
Okay.
I have been working
they've not been properly introduced to this platform. So if you're introducing them, that is okay. Because a day will come when they will be launched, where we'll let them the world know who are who that have been behind that decrease. So when they want to beat me, they're gonna beat them first. You know what I mean, son? Go on. They are the one behind me. You understand? When I talk, they can tell me shut up, I will shut up. Did I say that?
Okay.
Yeah, they can. All right, Wado, go on.
So I work with Chief Claudia Ogumi.
All right.
And we've been working seriously on the Urobo directory.
Okay. I see.
This directory,
yeah.
This directory has been introduced already in the website.
Okay.
But it's a whole lot for every Urobo sons and daughter.
Okay.
Whatever business you're into, whatever type of business you're into, this is the time for us to patronize ourselves. The money has to come back to us.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut you off, young man, because I have you to talk about this. You're gonna talk about your business later. Let's listen. Let me pick Tony, please. I know why I'm cut you off.
Yam, crayfish. All of this business, whatever kind of business you are into.
In fact, they tell me say the music don't do. Thank God. Yeah, go on.
So whatever kind of business you are into,
yes,
you have a place in the directory. The directory will carry every Urobo along, every Urobo sons and daughters along. People will have the opportunity to patronize it from London, from America, from China, from Japan, whatever country they are, they will have an access to you. So this is a very good platform for every Urobo sons and daughter to budge into this opportunity, get registered into the directory, bring your business into the directory, and make people understand. And this directory for the Urobo Nation is going to be security verified. It's not going to have a room for any fraudulent individual. So I want to assure every Urobo person who are going to come on board on this directory for safety and accuracy.
Okay.
This is the era we have to love ourselves and encourage ourselves. There is no need taking the money outside to any other person. There is no business you will talk about that Urobo person is not involved in. Is it medicine? Is it profession? Is it entrepreneur? Name it. So this directory is going to give an open door for great development within all the Urobos to come on board.
All right.
We pray over time, grants will be given to people who have creative and developmental ideas, projects to come up.
Okay.
In the Urobo Nation.
Wonderful.
So I just want to also talk about Daddy Kris, can you hear me?
I'm with you. Yeah, Urobo is hearing you loud and clear.
I want to also make a comment over you made something about the Youth Connect. The Youth Connect also is already on the website, where every youth can go there and register. All the youth has to be connected in one way or the other. We have to share ideas so that we all can come and be the workforce for the Urobo Nation.
You see, my problem...
And I also want to suggest another thing.
Go on.
Lately, we have been saying so much about the king, about the UPU president, about the government, about the governors, and so many things. But we can go on and on and on and on and keep telling them what to do, and they won't do it. So I think this is the time for Urobo Nation to stand. Get another structure. Get a different structure entirely that will not delay or slow down the movement. Because if we're going to deal on these people's shortcomings, we're going nowhere. So we need a structure that will cut aside all odds, all troubles, all whatever it is, and we have to move.
Okay.
Because if we start waiting for them to make the correction we're expecting them to make, only God knows when that will come. So I want to suggest that we should keep moving. Anybody who sees a good thing going, we join the moving train.
Okay, I think I agree
want
with
us to create a structure that will move the Urobo Nation forward.
Okay.
And I trust God and I trust intelligent and educative-minded Urobos. When they see this train is moving, everybody will drop whatever they are into and join the moving train. And with that, Urobo Nation is going and is taking a different dimension in the 21st century. So this is not the time for us to wait for the UPU president to make a decision before we make our move. This is not the time for us to wait for the governor to say, okay, this is what I will do before we make our move. This is not the time to wait for anybody. Let's create a structure that's going to work for us. This is the time to make a developmental process that will affect the present generation of people who are ready to work. So I really want to thank everybody.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody who are contributing aimlessly for this Urobo Nation. Daddy Kris, I want to thank you, and I say God will bless and protect you. In Jesus' name.
Right. Young man, before you run away, I let you talk because I really wanted you to pour your mind out. It's good. Very good. And you made a lot of points, and I want to hold you on only two of them. One is... And also, I want to talk about the great opportunity the Urobo have presently now in the federal government. Okay.
In the federal government, I am not speaking on any political basis, and I want everybody to understand me on this ground. In the federal government, we have Senator Omo Agege, who is the second person of the senator in Nigeria. And we have Festus Keyamo, the Minister for State, Labor and Employment. These are the two persons we have in the federal government presently now. And this, a whole lot, is a great opportunity for the Urobos. If we can't tap from these people who are there, we don't know when Urobo will become a Minister of State for Labor and Employment. If Festus Keyamo leaves that seat, we don't know when Urobo will become the second person in the House of Senate when Omar Agege leaves that place. So this is the time. We don't need to beg for it. This is the time for us to stand up and walk and tell these persons who represent us there that we are here. They have 774,000 jobs in Nigeria. And presently now, nobody knows how many is coming to Delta State. Nobody is saying anything. The youth in Delta State, everybody are relaxed. I, for myself, I don't have a job. Even if the job is not going to be given to me, if it's given to another Urobo sons and daughter, is a plus for us.
Okay. All right,
so
young man.
I really want us as the youth to stand up.
All right.
And make a stand.
That's I like to hear that.
I stand for the 774,000 jobs for Nigerians. This has nothing to do with Urobo. It has something to do with the fact that our own person is in charge and is in place of that job provision.
Okay. So
I really want to urge all the youths.
All right.
As many youth who are listening to this, it is time for us to stand and stand for ourselves, because we don't know when Urobo will become Minister of State for Labor and Employment. Okay. Neither do we know when Urobo will become the second person in the House of Senate if Omar Agege leaves that place. So now we have the opportunity, and this is the time for us to stand, and stand in our educational standard, and stand in everything we believe on, stand out in any profession we believe on, and let us make these people representing us to hear our voice and hit to helping the Urobo development.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Daddy Kris.
Thank you, sir. You've said a lot of things, and like I said, I'm going to hold on only two things. You are young, and that's how youth always talk. But from our point of view, we still believe that we have a government in place, but divided we fall. If we divide again and form another government, we'll be forming a parallel government. And with that in mind, what we've decided to do is to actually approach the current establishment that this is what we want to see. However, I've sent a message loud and clear that he that refuses a peaceful change makes a violent one inevitable. So if the current structure refuses to stop dancing to the tune of this government, then we have a problem. If you watch the last convention, the last UPU convention, in fact, I'm ashamed to be an Urobo man. Do you know the Urobo king were not even treated as kings? There is a Okowa that went, he's a governor, he went to take the high seat. Was it a Delta State convention? It was Urobo convention. And yet our king were not in the right position. Now, one no maso. I said something here the last time. The deputy president came to Delta State. Omar Gege was doing a Thanksgiving. I don't know where that Thanksgiving came from. We should be doing it in saying thank you to our ancestors who put him there. Anyway, that's by the side. He went to a church in Warri. When the deputy president came, the only place he visited was the Olo of Warri. You, the kings, Metotana, how many of you now got the visit from the president from the deputy president? You are not recognized. If you like, throw stone, kill me, make it die today. If I die, you no go see another one, and my book closed. Other book I see open. Your own book, as you throw stone, kill me, your book, now one of those things where they write for you. You don't need that. It's a time to reason. Look at this young man. He has said a lot of things. You, the young people, I'm here because of you. 90% of what I talk about is how the young people can take over. Because the truth is, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, our book will be closing. My father is no more here. His book don't close. My book is bound to close soon. It might be 20 years, it might be 40 years time, but it's going to close. Certainly. When it finally closes, I want people to take it up. And it's the youth that will take it up. So any wise person will always think of how to pass the baton on to the youth. You are the people who are passing the baton on to. But you are also, some of you are already a disgrace. You are disgraced because you are happy that you are being, you are not even in the system. You are being used. They give you one stupid appointment. Or now, you are fighting to take appointment from these two leaders who are not really doing well for Urobo. To be honest, for the first time, I'm going to attack the structure of the UPU. I'm still going to work with you because there's no other way out. I want to see the UPU becoming what it's supposed to be. And it's not, I want a rebranding, I mean it. But if that be the case, the youth, you accept appointment from this one and this one, meaning the place is getting more and more divided. So not that only we have two presidents per se, we have two youth presidents. Let's forget about Urobo presidency. Let's talk about of you who are benefiting from this system. A young man who has his future ahead of him. You should be, you see, before I go to the politician, do you know the people that formed UPU? They were not old men. They were people in their 30s. They were the one that formed UPU. In fact, the guy that ran UPU for some years, he was 41 years old when he got in there. So these were not old men. So how old are you? That you cannot think straight. See, the next president general of that UPU must not be more than 50 years old. 50 cap. Let young people take up this thing. Maybe we will see something different. I'm not saying that young people cannot be corrupt. I know everybody can be corrupt. Let us give room for these kids to take over. We don't want these your old ideas. You are living on an ideas which young people, they were young when they came up with that idea, and they achieved a lot. You that has taken it over, you've done nothing. I didn't want to talk like this today. I wanted us to be friends today. Let me keep quiet. Let me not go too hot. Today is not a day to fight. It's a day to actually celebrate. So let us go into more of celebration. But before we do that, I want to see, because I have a lot to say. Sorry, today they asked me to talk about the 13%. I wanted, was it me or they asked me to talk about the 13% derivation coming to Delta State? Before I talk about that one, I want to remind you guys and ask you, please, as we leave this show today, those of you that have local government chairman, you have local government chairman in your area. Ask your local government chairman how much he gets. Federal government release money. From there, it now goes through the state government to them. Ask them how much they get from the federal government as allocation. One day, this book, your book, my own go close, your book go close. What do you want people to remember when they read that book? Now they fill them up now with content. Fill your own with what you like. But ask your local government chairman how much, you see, if as at the time all this money is coming, there is no local government in our area that is not entitled to a minimum of 70 million. In those days, it was about 150 million. Some almost getting 200 million because of the oil. The question I ask you now, I'm going to pick this call. Ask your local government. Hello, this is my lady, the one running the house. Mrs. Ellen, you're welcome to the show. For the first time. Whoa. Can you hear me, Ellen? Not just say you know your line not clear. It's not allowed. We're going to wait for that call again. Well, I'm talking of the depth of looting that has taken place in that state. All we can see now is a governor trying to please who? Hello?
Hello.
Ellen. Ledo. This is one powerful lady. Ellen. I'm happy to hear your voice on the show today.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Robo hear you very well. But put the phone loud so that you can hear you better.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to, first of all, I want to thank you for all your works towards bringing progress to the Robo Nation. Mm-hmm. I thank you for all your selfless work, and I pray that God will continually strengthen you. Amen. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment regarding what the young man that spoke earlier said. Now, for me personally, I believe that the reason why we are not getting recognized, it's not because we shouldn't be. You know, the reason why we're not being recognized is because everyone wants to be the leader. Everyone wants to do his own thing. We don't want to collaborate. We don't want to come together and speak with one voice. We have 24 kingdoms, for instance, and you know, 24 kingdoms. that kind of large expanse, and yet we don't have one person speaking for us. Now, we say the UPU is the one speaking for us, but UPU has its own lapses. Now, in our land, the OVA, the kings, should be the one speaking. Now, if we have 24 kingdoms and we don't have one person, why would the vice president not go to the Olu of Warri? It was just because to the Shekidis have one person they answer to. The Benin people, they have one person, they all of them are under.
Yeah.
Now, if the Urobos decide to say, okay, let us even begin to rotate it. This kingdom rules for this number of years. Another kingdom after that, another kingdom like that, and they have a format, a structure where because if you say one person should be ruling now, you just want to eliminate the entire Yoruba kingdom. But if you now do something that is so simple as can we rotate this so that if anything is going to happen, who is the ruling kingdom in the Robo land? It is this kingdom. Everybody gives respect and regard to that kingdom for that period of reign. And then every kingdom, during your reign, you have to prove yourself. What development are you bringing to the Robo kingdom? What exactly are you doing? Are you just sitting down there and just answering that name for nothing? Because there's a lot. Now, the UPU, for me, if we still want the UPU to continue to speak, we have to put a lot of heat on them. I don't think I want to support that we form another parallel, government aside from the UPU, because the UPU is already there, so all we need to do is perhaps put heat on them and explore a way where the kingdoms can be recognized. Because if you have a particular kingdom that is speaking for the Urobo people, whenever anything wants to happen, even if it is the president that is coming to the Urobo nation, the president will know this is where I'm going to, and not somewhere else. And it is so painful. In fact, the way we were treated during that Thanksgiving, it was very painful, very painful. I must say this, but there's hope, and I believe that now is the era for things to change. There is already a shaking in the spirit realm, and I know that this is the time for things to, the puzzle, everything is falling into place right now, and we can do it. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. Keep the Robo Connect, the various projects we have in our ground. See the way the young man described the directory just now. It's amazing. It's amazing all the benefits we can get from it. Thank you so much, Daddy Kris.
Thank you. I'm going to go, you know what, I won't even say anything. I'm just going to play the Yoruba national anthem. So because these two people speak passionately about what Yoruba should go. So I'm going to go with the Yoruba national anthem. Rubawado. So let us hear the Yoruba national anthem.
Are you Robo Jebe? Robo Jebe no, you get the Robo Go, Agbari. Robo Namo, Yobo Robo Yana, Mama Robo, Opa, Imini, Papa Sigana, Jobeba Fiori, Oseme Chief, Omokomo Collect, Obiga Nele Kitia, Okwose Sirenadiana, Oelo, Onaziki Miresu, Kemela Okofofa, Mejefu Ivere, Mino no Potoko, Mejefle Okokile, Chief, Dr. Josinaja. We know where you tell you, and you only praise you. Ọlọ́run kẹ́lẹ́, wọ́n ilé jẹ́ ọmọ fọmọ hàn. Lọ́nà bí àwọn àyúrò bó jèrè, ó lè lè fi sàṣà. Òròbó bẹ́ jèrè, ó lè lè fi
I just miss it very
àwọn
well.
èèyàn rúròbó mẹ́rìnrè. Ìgbé máa ń rògbò ìgbàlè. Ẹgbẹ́dúkẹ́. Dr. Lọ́jì Ọ̀dísì. Àyọ̀wọ́ bọ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ sí ya. Àwa ara wẹ̀ lọ́nà. Òtẹ̀lẹ̀ àwa ìwẹ̀ lọ. Ìgọ́mẹ̀ntì bí Nàìjíríà jì. Àyímọ̀dẹ̀ kàwá ìdùnnú. Kẹsàwárẹ̀.
Urobowado. And that is a piece of our national anthem, you know, the Urobo national anthem. I felt we should play it so that we use that to get a good feeling of who we are as a people. The topic for today, really, I know so many people want me to run away from it, but let us stay on it a little bit longer, then we can try and stop. I know many of you don't want to hear this. How can you want to hear this if you're a beneficiary of this system? You will not want to hear it. But let me put the past in perspective again. I am coming before you today saying that between 1999, I'm going to pick this call because I missed it before. Be nice if the person takes me. Hello?
I know.
Hello? Okay, that line is not very stable. You can call on WhatsApp or call on this. You're welcome. But I'm going to keep you. If I see your call, I'm going to pick it because I've missed you twice now. Robo, what am I saying today? I said today is a day to pick a pen and write some few things down. And this is in preparation for what I'm going to tell you about the super deck, which is the 13% proper. There's need to look at it. I'm sorry, there's need to do this. But I'm saying between 1999 and 2007, look at the amount of money that came to Delta State. I can't even pronounce it in words. Do you know what this value of this money was in there? Today, look at the value of the dollars. But then, dollar was what? Calculate this in dollars then. It was enough to transform that state to Dubai. Now, just in case you missed the news, let's leave that period. Let's look at now. In 2018, Delta State got 214.4 billion. In 2019, we got the highest, 215.4. Tony don't even want me to play more music. Uroboma, I see your branding. Well done, Tony. I'm with you. Tony Urobongwe. Tony, you are listening to yourself.
Boss amigo.
Brando, Tony.
Urobowado.
Uroboyenwe.
Well, first of all, let me just say clearly that it is not Urobo. The Urobo Youth Wing is 3.
Okay.
Urobo Youth Wing is 3.
3.
They are not 2.
Okay. What a shame.
And second,
yeah. Yeah. We are with you.
Hello?
Yeah, we are with you. Keep talking. We hear you. So don't listen to yourself. Close down your television. Yeah. Just talk. Urobo can hear you well.
Okay. And second, let me just take our time to also thank the young man who has been calling and the good work they has been doing.
Yes.
Also, Lady Chief Mrs. Clearda. She has actually been in touch for a very long time now, talking and still trying to work together.
My little contribution today is this. Hello.
I'm with you. Just keep. We can hear you. Robo can hear you very well. Go on.
Hello.
Yeah, Tony, we can hear you. Oh my God. Well, we just lost Tony there. I think he's coming back online. We didn't lose him. It's just the network that is bad. Robo Wado, I am going to stick to my point today so that we can drive this point home. I'm not really. I've not really drawn it into Robo. I'm still looking at it from the state. How much has come into that state? Now, this is a government that collected this amount of money. I'm not talking of a security vote. Okowa, how much should they get for security vote? You are introducing property tax, which is welcome. We want more taxes, but you know the tax I want to see. You see, Okowa, I beg, come here small, come. Let's come and learn civilization. The only difference between here and where you are is the amount of money they pay their salaries. For those of you in Europe here, the only difference between where you live, I'm telling you anywhere you are, and Nigeria is the law of minimum wages. In the UK, they arrested some people a few days ago. They were announcing it on Sky News. They were paying them they came from Bulgaria. They bring their people to come and work here, and they were paying the people £4 per hour. That £4 in Nigerian money would be how much? Actually about almost 2,000 naira per hour. And the government is taking them to court. They are in prison already. Because the minimum wage here is £8 per hour. Now, sometimes you ask yourself, how is the government going to be able to pay? They can pay. Because when the money goes there, you see, the money that they give to you here, they take it back. You're going to buy this, you're going to buy this, you're going to buy this. How much do you have as savings? You guys in Nigeria have more savings than us. But you know what? The money go back and it go back into the system. But then the system is working for everyone. Don't forget, it's about the book that is opening and closing. You don't need to accumulate so much wealth because we're going to leave them. And you know what I love about the system here? And quote me, in the UK, we have something called inheritance tax. I've talked about this. So, Kowa, I was applauding you. I'm still happy that you're introducing this tax. Urobo, I congratulate this man for introducing tax. But the question that is really disheartening is, you got, in 2018, you got 214 billion naira. In 2019, you got the highest in the country, 215. Now we want to keep Buhari, yes. What happened to the money that is being given to you? You take and pack sand for road. They call you road master. Okowa weti. The question when I ask, mediator for Kukuro, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. Wait. Okay, if you're introducing this task, which I'm happy to see, and the money is now said, okay, what we need to do in this state is to structure the place so that everybody is well paid. You understand? Because when people are well paid, the implication is more money come back to the government because you're going to collect tax from the salaries. And you make the law so well, and there will be no more slavery. No, when they take up the word slavery, sometimes the word need to redefine slavery. Let me correct one thing here. When they came to Africa to pick us as slaves, they were not paying enough money. You know, they make us their property. Because they pay money, that's why they feed us. Your government don't even feed the people. Which slavery can be worse than somebody that work with you and you call him a gate man and he gets 15,000 naira in a month? Work slavery is more than that. Okowa, a government that pays you, your security vote is minimum of 1 billion naira. Only you, I know it's more. And you cannot, the same state cannot pay somebody 30,000 naira as salaries. Okay, make we say they pay 45,000 naira salary. Are you not ashamed? Is this what you want to be remembered for? And the thing is, you are not even clever because If this thing you try to do now, if this property tax is about distributing the wealth, you don't need to pay money on security votes. You don't even need to think of too much development because the development will begin to happen in the land. The man that is anywhere will begin to build companies. He begin to build things. Rubuwado, it is a foolish man that think he can build a village alone. It takes a village to raise a child. You people are practicing capitalism the way you don't understand it. And that is what I want to see. Even though that's why I was angry today. That's why I bring the figures out. That if a government that collects this amount of money is talking about property tax, which is good, but what happened to this money? Collect this tax. But okay, well, let us restructure the... There's a picture sent to me today. And it's about what is happening. It's about the picture of what happened in Kano, how they're all looking near the plane, they're all coming down from the plane, and what we see in Warri, deprivation. I say yes. But you're talking of Kano and Warri. You need to talk about yourself within the same society. Even the youth. Some youth are flying the best car, the other ones are not. They are happy because they belong to one society. You, the politician, on a good day, if not be that office today, how much should they entitled to? You bagger. I don't cost people, make a shut up. All right, let us go more nicely. Once again, let us do things more, let us be more friendly now. Today is not really not the day. I didn't want to quarrel today because I was celebrating, and now you make me call the quarrel. Okay, I'm going to play music if that is the case. If that is the case, let me drop it. But how can I play music when UPU is now what I was talking about? That was 2 is 3 youth president. If you are me, you go feel quiet. We say we are relying on the youth. Well, there is no excuse. Jesus Christ said, woe unto you, John the Baptist. He knew they were going to betray him. But yet he still cursed the John the Baptist. So, you have no excuse to be part of this, to be a partaker in the slave trade. What is going on is your slave traders. So collecting more money in the name to build more slave trade. I don't know what Okowa really wanted, what his legacy want to be. Roadmaster, Okowa, believe me, if I write your book, because you know what is so good, eh? I'm coming back to Nigeria to introduce a new thing. I'm a filmmaker. So we're going to be making movies about those people that have done well. And I remember I was making some movies about these governors. Because you have been an important man in the society. And when we write your script, is this what we're going to remember, that you're a roadmaster? Think of one thing that you want to remember for. Because the book has opened. It's going to close soon. The same thing goes to UPU president. You came out. We read your manifestos. Amazing. None of them were ideas. Because if they were your ideas, you would have been passionate about it and pursue it. But let me assume they are yours. Not even one. Not even one, sir. Are you there to serve Okowa or to serve Robo people? I don't they cost people again, no, not so they say make I do. Okay. So I will keep quiet. One boy, Robo, who should I talk to? Everywhere I turn, I look at Governor Umavewe. I look at our UPU president Umavewe. Local government chairman Igo Tobo. All okay, not to do what? And I tell you, they think that when they leave that local government, they're going to become a commissioner or they're going higher. They don't know that their time is over. Because they think they are so important. Oh my God, you guys think you are so important. Trust me, I will instigate people to close you down. I will instigate people to close you down. Because for evil to exist, righteous men are doing nothing. We're going to do our part. Urobo, we're going to do our part and close down this chain of slavery. Because what is going on? Oh, God. Today, I wanted to come and talk about the products and services we have, how Urobo Connect, how Urobo Directory. You see, I'm weak to go there because the level of corruption, the amount of resources we have, that is not being put to good use. It's good for us to realize it and tell them, stop. You see, are you not wondering, the people wonder why this guy is dying to be governors and why the governor is leaving to make sure his own man goes there. If you get to that office, when I say people want to go heaven they there. There's heaven in the office of the governors. And I'm not talking of only evil Delta State, but that of Delta State is more shameful. So the only reason, like I said before, I'm here struggling, thinking of how we're going to go and build the home. But the fact remains that there's so much resources in there that is being mismanaged by some set of people. That must stop. It has to stop. And we're going to stop it by all means necessary. It's not a threat. We're not going to ask you, we're going to demand that you get out. So you occupying the office of Urobo leader. If I leave the governor out of this, because Urobo is the least in the Committee of Nations right now, if you like, say this or not, there is no one single developed city in Urobo land. If no one tell me, I will retract my statement. Tell me one single developed city in Urobo land. Warri is not Urobo land. If it's Urobo land, you will not have Olu of Warri. Forget the Ovi of Warri. Do you have Ovi of Warri? Forget that rubbish. Until you change that, don't come and tell me Warri is Urobo land. There may be some part of Warri which is predominantly Urobo. Fine. Don't call that Warri. Maybe it's a fruit. So let us get our facts right. Not one developed city in Urobo land. And you're telling me that you are the fifth in population. Look at where your capital is, Asaba. That man now is collecting tax to pack sand in Asaba. I be the sand in the park, he reach Urobo. Ibori enter the park sand full of gara. Sorry. If I be talk of my brother, nobody I know go talk. I'm not gonna know that one. On a personal level, I love him as a brother. So let's get that one fact. So, Urobo, we have a problem here. The problem is only going to be solved if we identify it and stop it. I want to receive the next call on somebody telling me how we're going to identify this problem and stop it. Now, if you guys agree with me that the amount of money coming to Delta State, coming to Urobo land by extension, is enough to grow the land, the question I ask you now is, where's the money? That is the topic of today. Who is the question going to? Should we ask the governor of Delta State? Should we ask the kings? I'm going to put the question mark on it now. Let me add question mark to that thing now. All right? So I'm not adding the question mark to it. Before, it was just a quote. Now there's a question mark to it. Urobo, let's deal with it. Where is the money? Where are they? If you agree with me, maybe you guys can justify how much. How Okowa spent 219 billion naira in 2019. Maybe you can explain that. I cannot. To pack sand on the road. Can you see any meaningful development in the state? Now, let's talk about the one that comes to Delta State. Does anyone come? Maybe. I want to only talk about this solution.
Yeah, hello, sir.
I'm with you, son. I'm happy the young people are calling today. Well done.
Please, I want to ask a very simple question.
All right.
If we have 2 UPU and we have 3 UPU youth presidents, who are we to write to? If Urobo Nation have an address to make and a requirement to write to the UPU, which of the UPU are we writing to? Are we writing to both UPU? Which of the youth president are we writing to? Are we writing to the 3 UPU youth presidents? I don't know if somebody is seeing what I'm saying. The whole thing is becoming a little bit complicated.
It is complicated. But you know, the shame actually goes to our kings. That shame.
I also want to
that shame. Son, sorry. Before you run away, son, before you even jump to another one, that question should go to our kings. For them to sit down and allow this to happen. And that is what relegated everything to. That's where we are. Because the kings are quiet. I wanted to start by questioning my president here, UPU president in UK. I know him. He's a gentleman. And if I talk to him, he will listen to me. But let me finish, son. But I cannot be telling him to go and fight his boss. Yeah, go on.
I want to suggest that the Urobo Nation presently now should write a letter. A letter should be sent to all the kings of all the kingdom, that they should look into the critical endangerment of the UPU and Urobo at large. That if this confusion and this complexity of what is going on in UPU is not handled carefully with the generation that are coming, they are likely not to be Urobo anymore. So they should come together. I'm sure they have traditional rulers, council, or meeting or association.
They have where they meet.
They should come together. A letter should be drafted to them over and over again. The Urobo Nation should not get tired in writing the letters to the king, because I think right now the kings are the only people who can come together to make this correction and bring everything back to order.
Thank you, son.
I really want us to push all our kings.
All right.
Who is in Okpara, we push the one for Agbon. Who is in Etiop West, we push the one in Ogara. Who is in we're going to
write to them as a body, son.
Work in hand to push their kings.
No, I agree with you. We're going to write to them as a body. I agree with you. And son, I agree with you. Thank you. You've said an amazing thing. And those, my ESCO, you see, I said something to those of you. Don't come, this is not a TV show. This platform is not a TV show. And this platform, we don't just come here to play music and dance. We come here to solve our problem. This is a place where we talk to each other about ourselves. The young man has said something, because I was asking a big question. He has proposed that now, even if you want to solve the problem, we have 2 UPU presidents. Whether you like it or not, deal with it. If not, how come that they now appoint 2, they've not been able to appoint their own youth president? Where does this leave us? If you say the other one is there, they have a case in court. Where does this leave us? In those days, those Urobo people wait for court to solve the problem. A court that frustrates. How long does it take a court to solve that problem that they kept in the bin for how many months, for how many years? Let us be realistic. The young man has proposed that we write to the kings. I want to call on you people joining me here to know that we will be writing a letter. The letter will come from my office here. But I do not have the legitimacy, as I'm going to use Urobo youth to do that. I'm going to pick this call. It's very important because he's very passionate as well. That's Bros from, you know, when Bros call from Ireland, it's always going to be good. Bros.
My bro.
Oh, you man, go.
Brother, my guy. Come on now.
Ireland, well, good, sir. Very good.
When you mean
Ireland, yes, sir. They're very well.
Okay. Urobo Wado.
Yes.
I'm on out to Tanana. Cool one letter. It's your idea.
Enjoy.
They do football on him.
Enjoy.
Tamanana, and a can share be with Ifeneje. Ifeneje be. Kerokolo, what you can abon now?
The problem if you're nice, one, if you're nice, I'm not a president. You, there. Orí constitution ní adáwì president ìṣẹ́mà ní wọ́n ma. But the problem is you president kífẹ̀. The greediness, the foolishness, the Láwọ̀ jẹ́ a politician. Oko Waniyan and PDP know that UPU is not with them in order to disorganize Urobo. Okowa gave money to a king or even Urobo to disorganize the UPU, to disorganize Urobo. Overnight, all of you, I distribute you on any job.
Okay.
Yes, that was Taga. What am I supposed to Taga? What is Taga? That is Ovie Jeremo Viemosoga. Now you on it, or they show you. Taga or Taga, or that also wake for Robo, who do you no, that is or that is a dear Okowa, or sponsor on ye. Others are Mudia Wakudo, but that John don't go quiet. Others are Mudia that work what about doing other of the data, your tank, your day. PDP, I destroy Urobo as I'm a boy at the Tana. I'm not an I ain't or met an annual Tana trial never. So whether the Tana is a Yorobona, I just believe Brad, you know. They switch to Taga. And you go Amuri to disorganize Urobo. Other can I cook a medal of Yorubo. Who might have worked a medal? I just been Amudia, Mudana, and I of Yorubo. The bread, Lale Yoro Urobo. Also, Mudia one and Piana, you go of Yerum and Amudu never, I walk Urobona. Of your motor, but I've been Mudiana. Oh, do you know what Robo do you? So, Jackpot. If you're Robo, I ain't Robo.
You, my bro. So, that what I know. We will not be able to substantiate it soon because I make up my video in a name. But the what is Nana is that I'm not to Nana. I was hopeful that we should write to the king, really. But if we don't have the king, at the end of the day, if we just go on other than end of go because what I'm trying to see now is maybe there's UPU PDP, there's UPU APC. Okay, Tetio? There'll be UPU for PDP.
UPU PDP and UPU APC. Because of I support Taga because overnight I saw you distribute you gonna. How you feel I will distribute you gonna because Taga only Taga yeah, because we are in your good moment. I'm telling you this. This is the problem of Robo. Those who have said to say, I will buy an idea. I said, I will when it's Taga. No, I'm not the president. Taga the president. Taga the president. Because I'll be a chairman of PDP. President of PDP, not your line. In order to do this thing, my brother, we need one thing. Urobo should stand. And this thing rely on we in diaspora. UPU in UK and UP in America, Canada. We need to come together and tell the people at home they are the cause of the problem. So disorganize just both of them. I don't even know a minute. Okay. But when I went detail to ask how this thing came out, when I was told, I was touched. I was touched of you. Oh, my brother, it's a shame. I just remind you, they put themselves down. I tell you, they are disgraced. They are disgraced to themselves. You cannot question your father. Why? Tomorrow you will come say you are a prince or a princess. When you knew that your father had destroyed your nation, you could not challenge your father. It is one thing, my brother, only one thing that will solve the problem. UP in UK, UP in America, Canada, we in diaspora, even Lagos, we should come together and get rid of those two people. I don't know, man, I'm not in support of him. But we should get rid of Tanga. It's the problem of Robo.
So the two of them should go. And as a matter of honesty, the body and the devil, if it's in the place, if you lack the right legitimacy to govern, you leave. It's unfortunate, really. But you cannot, it's a difficult one, bros. But I'm very careful because it's a very sensitive one. Now, I wanted to say, okay, we've another, but that guy, now we've already indicted the king. So at the end of the day, they're going to indict the chiefs. So we have to find a way.
We that are in diaspora, we should get hand together with UPU in Lagos. Then we should elect one body, one person to be the Prime Minister of Robo.
Let me to be honest, bros, maybe I'm not even interested on who is this and who is that. Do you know that I don't know what UPU does from year to year other than the convention? I'm confused, We know from one way other than the convention, yearly convention. Because,
This is one thing. This is one thing that will solve the problem. We should have one person or one body as the Prime Minister of Robo.
And every convention, you go see the governor sending money to come and thank you. Even to IJ, the governor will be coming to you, sending delegation to UPU in the UK. What do you need governor to do here? What do you need governor delegation to come and do in your convention?
We wanted to destroy the Robo, vote, disorganize the Robo.
But the problem is ahead of us. It's a big one. We're not going to have two Robo sons running for the office of the governor under APC and PDP, and these are strong people. Gone are the days when the state was one-sided. Ibori was strong to take the whole state, but to take him on one side. It's not going to happen like that anymore. What do you see?
The problem. Another problem will be so then. Ibori is another problem. Ibori is another problem. That is what the problem is Ibori. You understand? I can't go on and we that are in the diaspora we are Bori enemy. No, we are not Bori enemy. Bori to stay clear out of Robo politics. You rule, you left the office. Stay clear. Let the people alone.
You my bros.
Everything Bori said. Who are you? Leave the people alone. Don't tamper with the tradition, the custom of the people.
Are you sure Ibori is even behind all of them, or they are just using his name too?
But I don't know what you will hear. You will hear.
It's not good news, though. Honestly, it's not good news. Well, bros, I'm going to try and stop the show at exactly 10 today because today is a very difficult show for me, and I worry because I thought I was going to achieve something, but to be honest, I don't know what I've achieved all day. In 2 hours here, I don't think I've achieved anything today. Unlike
that's what I'm saying.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Unlike the normal show I used to have, I used to try to achieve something, and I always get up from here feeling I've done something. Today, I don't think I've done anything. And because I'm going to close, I'm going to end the last. That will take that one as the last call for this evening. When I come, like I said, anytime I come here, I want to achieve something, but I didn't achieve anything today. I did not. I I came out to explain to you guys how much Delta State. Maybe I should recap slowly on that one. How much we're getting. And if we get all this money, and if you look at the land, it's a shame. The money you're getting in Delta State Dubai didn't have that kind of money to become what they are now. How come we are where we are? This is a very difficult question. We need to ask ourselves. If we don't, when they open the book, when they open our books, they will say, look at what happened in our time. And for those of you that say, oh, I was not there, I was not in government, what did you do about it? Did you just keep quiet and look and allow your wives and children to be raped? Or you are in the League of Okowa, who actually participated in the slave trade and looting? You're either one or the other. No, none of us is free. Don't forget, the only video I played today that is really important is that video that reminded us that the day we are born is the opening of our book, and the day we die is the last page of our book. Inside has been blank. We've been filling it up. What are you filling it up with? There's still time to change it. You know, when a book, we've watched a movie, the resolution is always at the end. You can resolve it now by doing one good thing, contributing to society. It's the only savior. There's only one thing. When I played it all one day, I played the video here that they said the only answer is still love. And what is love? God is love. And what is God love? When Jesus Christ came, if you understand what Jesus was doing, people don't understand why they killed Jesus. Because it's about the money. Jesus Christ said, is this how God's kingdom should be run? Is this how you run God's kingdom? With all this money you are selling? He is the only time you see Jesus Christ ever got angry in the Bible is when he scattered that place where they turned the house of God into that trading, which is what is happening today. You can translate that to what is happening today in every aspect of our lives. Now, here is a governor collecting tax, which is interesting, but he's really embarking on slave trade. And here we have an Urobo kingdom that is so dejected, rejected, marginalized. Here you open your teeth and say, oh, I didn't know anything. And then you have a leader who is not in touch with what is happening. He's not going to leave because the strong people are behind him. But the question I want to ask Chief Tiger today is, Chief, if they open your book tomorrow, what will people read about you? Will it be a good movie? Oh, that man did well, or the man failed? Maybe that is the judgment we are going to meet up there. Sometimes we ask it, which judgment are we going to ask God? The judgment we are talking that God going to open for you is just the judgment I've just given you now. That you didn't do anything, you are not free because you're going to answer God why you did not do anything. Then you that actually participated in the loot, God will ask you. You that participated, those people like us that did our work, and we know we will be killed. Hopefully, we'll get our little glory with God. I am saying because I'm going to fight for this until there's change in the land. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to, Mark Phil, I'm going to read this thing and then quickly end the show because it's already 10 o'clock. I'm going to end it on that one. He asked a question. He said, how can a whole tribe be in politics? And not a good politician for that matter. That's a good question. And that is where I'm going to end the show today. Once again, I'm still going to play the Urobo national anthem just to give us that feeling, and I'm going to end the show. All right? And I'm going to give you this other young man Urobo national anthem. We've been enjoying Ukpa. Let's hear this guy. And on this weekend, I have a lot of more things to actually share with you. But today, like I said, I don't know whether I achieve anything at all. Hopefully I'll look back at the show and see what it is.
Mini robo mena o eyeri kupe ogene biko baru robo penu oboru shureru kokora kopo ya won mo pa koko robo fofo robo amani na fofo odi vere iwaru robo mena o eyeri kupe ogene biko
Ladies and gentlemen, Urubuna, that is where we're going to call an end to the show today. I am not a very happy man today because I don't think what I really came to talk about is being achieved. But I hope I've been able to sensitize you guys on how much we're getting as a state, what the so-called task is all about. And I think I only ended up insulting our leaders. I don't know whether that is the answer to the way forward. But the leaders should learn to do the right thing. Robo, that is where I'm going to end the show. I'm going to bed feeling a little bit sad and feeling a little bit happy. But can't you people actually think of a way forward for us? You that is in government. Your book on a daily basis is being written. Let me remind those who were in government. They are no more there. Do you remember Oduan was Kowa? You remember when Oduan was handing over to you? He's now somewhere else. Can you hear of him? He went and is running for Senate. Can you imagine? Where is your book? How is your book going to end? A governor that went to run for Senate and could not even, because he could not get a PDP ticket, he changed immediately to APC. Look at his record. Look at his history. He didn't even think of history. All he thinks is how he's going to survive politically. What will people think about me? What will the book in this life, what will they write about me? I end the show on that basis. Until next time, Daddy Kris remain your man. Saturday I'll be here same time. Good night.